Here's the story. I had this place. Last few weeks have been intense. We moved, had to build another place. Moved from I say we moved. Here's the story. I had this place up here in the mountains, and for about 2.5 years I lived here. And then the fires came. Had to move out. I had bought some more property down below in the desert in Caballo. I had a place there, so I started building that place. This whole time we had a house rented in Las Cruces, which is about, I don't know, it's a 2 hour drive from here. And that's where my wife stayed because she had a really good job in town, or has a really good job in town. So we were kind of going to compromise and use Caballo as a place where we could both meet. I could come out of the mountains and she could come to town and stay there. We did that for a long time, and it was just not working. Too much driving, too much time away, too much, it was just too much. And so we put the place up in Caballo on the market to sell it. And who'd ever dreamt? Now this was last November, I guess. Anyway, our neighbors made us an offer, we accepted it, and we sold it. So we started having to look for another place closer to Las Cruces, so we could. So my wife would have a short drive to town, or to her work, and I would still be able to get away and go, and I'd still be out far enough to be able to have my hound dogs, and my mules and everything. You got to be, I got 11 hounds. It's kind of hard to just move into a subdivision in town. It's not real acceptable. So we found some land, bought 13 acres, and then the 10 acres next to it came up for sale, and it's all zoned commercial. So we decided we better go ahead and buy that other 10 acres next to us because, they could put in a pig processing plant or something right next to us, and that wouldn't be a good thing. So we bought that, and then, I've been living in since I sold the farm. I don't know, it's been 5-6 years. I'm not even sure. 7 years. I've been living in a camper trailer. And that's what we had there at Caballo also, is had a camper trailer. I don't need a whole lot. Matter of fact, my little trailer up here is plenty for me. It's a little crowded for 2 people. So anyway, we bought that place. It was pioneering, having to put in a water line. I had to put in an electric line. We bought a manufactured house, a Karsten house. I got video of it. I don't know if I'll post it on here or not, but everything we did and how it's built and where it's at. It's a pretty nice location. I like it. And so we finally got moved into that, or was just about moved in. Then my daughter had a baby. So we went over to Andrews, Texas, and during that time, I was contacted about doing that interview with Tom White and Don Milton. So it was on the way to where my daughter was having the baby. So I stopped there in Ruidoso and spent the day with them. We went to Andrews and was there when my third granddaughter was born. And then we came back, and my grandson, he's 13 years old, which is, I need to do some things with him now. How you doing, Leighton? You driving pretty good? Doing okay? Do some things with him now, I still can, because 13, 14, they kind of start wanting to do their own thing. He loves to hunt and he loves to be up here, but it's too hot to hunt right now. And he goes to a charter school and gets like 6 weeks off during the summer, and then he has to go back to school, and then he goes and spends some time with the other side of the family back in Texas. So I asked him what he wanted to do. I said, we can get a canoe and we can go up here to this little lake up here and we can camp out and fish for a few days. I had heard that the trout were biting real good up there. I said, or we can take the canoe and go up to and do a float trip between lakes. Some people say it take a couple days, take that float trip. We can do that. I said, or we can go squirrel hunting. And I kind of explained it in the video, show it, and he said, man, let's go squirrel hunting. So I kind of committed myself to that. And if you watch the video, you'll see that, it was kind of it was a different type of squirrel hunt, just, it's not like going out in your backyard and shooting squirrels. So I took him there, you know, and but before I left, I wanted to make sure that I got that first part of the Tommy White and Don Milton video done or interview done. So man, I worked at that, and we were wanting to leave, and I kept working on it, and I got it all done. I uploaded it onto YouTube, and I looked at it, and I said, you know, I just don't like the way that came out. So I told him he was going to have to wait for a day, and then I went back and worked on it, you know, for it seemed like forever. Finally got it the way I liked it. Got it uploaded, got it published, and then we took off and went squirrel hunting. And we've been gone squirrel hunting now for, we were gone for 6 days. And finally came home and drove all night to get home. And I still got my little business running. The guy who takes care of my dogs, he also does installations for me on my business. And we had some work backed up, so I had to send him out. You know, I really got plans for the interviews. We lost a guy that I had talked to several times. He bought one, or didn't buy. I gave him one of my hounds. He'd been hunting, and matter of fact, years ago, before he became an outfitter, he worked for my father as a backhoe operator. And then my dad tells a story about how he came in and just said, you know, I'm going to start this outfitting business, and me and my wife are going to run it. She's going to cook, and I'm going to guide hunters. And that was 45, 50 years ago. I don't know, it was a long time ago. His name was Cecil Ralston. Talked to him on the phone, met him in Socorro. He called me several times, said, just come on up, you know, you stay in the house, and we'll do the interview. And I got lots of pictures and lots of stuff, you know, and man, I wanted to do it, but you get so busy, and time gets in the way. It reminds me of like JR, you know, JR Williams. I wanted to talk to him and interview him, and he, you know, JR was a unique character. I mean, him and I got to hunt quite a bit together, and I just got a phone call one day that a horse had thrown him. He was 83 years old. Horse had thrown him and killed him. And you know, as those guys go away, I mean, you think about the way technology has changed and what has taken place in the last, you know, well, just in my lifetime. I'm 55 years old. Just think in the last 30 years, how things have changed. And they say everything that I see and read, and I kind of keep track of technology and what's going on. They say the next 10 years is going to be unbelievable, that things are going to change drastically. So where was I? My memory card got full. I don't know what all I got on it, but it's 128 gigabyte, but I video in 4K. But anyway, you know, as these guys get older, we'll still hear the stories, but it's nice to hear them firsthand from them, what their experiences were. So hopefully I got to get kennels built down below and get my animals moved where I can go back and forth. I put half of this place up for sale, and yeah, going to try to make some things happen. I got George Peavy. I finally got a hold of him on the phone. I mean, there's lots of these guys I want to go talk to, and it might not be, you know, a lot of guys maybe right now are not thinking or maybe they're just waiting for me to go ahead and produce, you know, shoot. I've been it's not that I haven't wanted to do it. It takes a lot to get it going, and then this year has been a bust. And then come next, you know, well, August, and then September, October, November, I'm hunting. I mean, and I will make as many videos as I can, because the last 5 years have been a bust for me. I mean, between getting sick and kids and having grandkids, and then my daughter being in the hospital and fires and crap. I mean, I just haven't had time to really get things done, but I got a plan. So anyway, gotta go. I've been up in camp. Gotta go. I think my bride's gonna come up here with me tomorrow, so she can, you know, I can clean that trailer, but I just can't clean, you know, it needs a woman's touch. They can just do things that I don't even know how she does it, but she can make it nice. So anyway, there we go. bye.